My guest at this time is a former WWE superstar who has now most recently been seen on AEW programming. It is Matt Cardona. Matt, thank you very much for taking the time to chat with me today.
Thanks for having me. Undefeated in AEW. 1-0. Who's next?
I guess. Are you the Goldberg of AEW? Is that what you're
No,
saying?
I mean, we both have that appendix scar. I think we both have our appendix taken out. That's about it. That's the only real comparison.
Okay, got
And
it.
chest hair.
Oh, cool. Hey,
And I'm not bald yet.
okay. Well, you stay with it. It's a nice head of hair.
Yeah.
Well, Matt, I want to thank you so much, man. Obviously, you've been a huge name in the business for years now. I was there at Mania when you won the IC title.
Thank you.
I was there at SummerSlam when you and Pat Patterson and Dolph Ziggler all sang Into the Night. That was another.
That's right.
That was a great moment. Can I say just real quick before we get on, that was the craziest, most awesome wrestling experience that I've ever been a part of. I don't know if you want to tell the fans a little bit about what happened, but that was insane for me.
I mean, it was the finale to Dolph Ziggler's comedy show. Brian Myers and we came on stage. I believe there were some super kicks thrown. Pat Patterson came to save the day. Then we were singing. It was a wild night. Anything can happen at those DZ comedy shows as well as the major Wrestling Figure podcast live shows. So one of these days we're going to do a combined show. We were supposed to do it this August, but because of the pandemic, we couldn't even announce it. But we had one planned. That's why Dolph Ziggler spray painted all over my major Wrestling Figure podcast championship. We never got to pay off the angle. And now I'm stuck with a spray painted title.
Oh, man. Are you guys going to get to be able to do that now? I know Dolph's got kind of a different kind of contract over there,
I mean, we'll definitely be able to do it. We're doing our own thing, but we just need the world to open up to do the show. That's the issue is like, where can we do the show with people in a safe way? So hopefully in the next couple months.
All right, cool. And I see you got that the internet championship over your shoulder there too. What's the plans for that thing right now? What's going to go?
Oh, that's the new guy. I'm always ready, right? So when it was time to, get a pro wrestling tee store, start setting everything up for the future, I'm like, well, I need a new internet title just in case. Right. So that's really all it is. It's just in case, always ready, right? I already got some merch with it, some shirts. We're working on little toys of it. So if I ever defend it, who knows? But I have it just in case.
Well, there seems like a logical defense for me because I look at what, the Elite Series is. You think back on the work that you did really kind of setting that trend for wrestlers creating their own YouTube content like that. First of all, what do you think of BTE? Do you see yourself in that lineage of helping to build to what they've got right now?
I think the show is great. It's taken off. I was not the first person to have a web show. There was definitely other people who had one. I think I was the first person to do it on my own and mix my real life personality with my wrestling personality and prove like, hey, social media can work to advance your career.
Yep.
Even if the company doesn't want to, or doesn't see you in a certain way, you can kind of force them. And that's what I did. So I love that all these other people are doing it and to the extreme, right? BTE is way bigger than Z Trolling Out a Story ever was. I mean, being the elite, we now have all elite wrestling. So it's crazy what BTE has done and continues to do.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think you could have just taken it further. Z True Island Pro Wrestling Promotion kind of has
I don't know. Listen, the only promoting I'm doing is on the Figure Wrestling Federation every Wednesday, the spinoff to the Major Wrestling Figure podcast. Listen to me and Brian Myers rebooking the Attitude Era with figures.
Man,
I'm trying to get all my plugs in.
Watching you and Brian just antique, or American Picker style, just go cross country and find some of the stuff that you guys do has just been really fun to watch, man. I mean, and again, I appreciate you putting over my Clarence Mason action figure.
That's right. I see it.
Yeah, that's right there. So anyway, before we get to the AEW stuff, while we're talking about the internet stuff you did, one of the things I always heard was that because you became so popular, there was like resentment in WWE towards you for creating that kind of buzz. Does that resonate with you, or is that just like all smoke and mirrors that was thrown out?
I mean, here's the thing. Like, who knows, right?
Yeah.
People speculate. At times, even I speculated, but there's no proof of that. At the end of the day, I was given an opportunity. I was put on TV because for the longest time, I was doing the YouTube show, selling all this merch without getting the opportunity, and then I was given the opportunity, so I was on TV, right?
Yeah.
I got what I asked for. I won the U.S. title, and then things didn't exactly go my way. But you know what? I could have knocked on somebody's door and asked, hey, what's going on here? But I didn't do that, so I blame me. I don't blame anyone else for what happened in what's that, 2012.
Sure.
So, and I don't live in the past and say like what if, or I try not to be bitter, because what's that going to do? It's not going to change anything. You're not going to be happier. I just, I think everyone's guilty of doing the bitter tweet, the angry tweet every once in a while. Of course I am, but at the end of the day, like, what's the point, right? It's not going to get anything done. It's not going to change anything. And you're not going to be happier. So who cares?
Yeah, and it's crazy because I always saw you as like a lifer there, right? Like you were just somebody else. Like Zack Ryder is part of the foundation that is now WWE. I mean, were you surprised, like a lot of people, that you even were released, or no?
Not really. To be honest, when we found out the cuts would be coming that day, like I said, I say always ready. It's not just a cute hashtag. I already set up my pro wrestling tee store. I'm like, I'm ready. Let's go. Let's go, baby. And I was. It sounds crazy to say, but I wasn't calling anyone begging for it, but I was inside. I was begging for it. I'm like, please let this happen, because for over a year, I hadn't signed a new contract, and I was debating, do I stay? Do I go? Do I stay? Do I go? Because like you said, I felt like a lifer there. I'd spent my whole adult life, my real professional career there, so I wasn't sure what to do. And when the decision was made for me, it was like, thank God. It was this instant sigh of relief, and I was so excited to go do the things I always wanted to do. And I already had the Pro Wrestling Tee store ready to go. And then I just had to, call up Ryan from Pro Wrestling Tee, said, make it live, so I was pumped.
Yeah, wow.
Which sounds crazy. Even me saying it right now seems ridiculous. It seems untrue, but that's the truth right there. I was so happy and so excited for the future.
Man, yeah, I can feel that energy in you right now. And it's crazy because, obviously we know you're friends with Cody Rhodes. You guys were just tagging together and all that. But he did this before you, right? He kind of set out on his own and created his own path, and look where he is now. I mean, how close have you been talking with Cody since you left about, what's my game plan here? How do I put a strategy together?
I mean, I've been great friends with Cody for a couple of years now. So we talk almost every day, if not every day. So definitely we spoke that day. We spoke before that day. We spoke after that day. We're always talking. We're always communicating.
Yeah. Okay. And how did you guys become friends? Like, where was the beginning of this, the origin story?
It's funny. I've said this on a couple different interviews. At first, we weren't friends. It's like any other job. There's people that you're really good friends with. Some people you just say hi and bye to. And Cody was one of those guys. We kind of broke into WWE at the same time, kind of each other's competition, the same age, stuff like that. But we were never enemies, just never good buds. And it wasn't until we realized we both loved theme parks. That really got us talking. And then we did a trip together to Universal Studios to see the new Harry Potter stuff that was opening up. And then from that day, instant buds, theme park stuff all the time, and then obviously became closer friends.
Dude, how great is that Harry Potter world, by the way? I went about a year and a half ago. That thing is amazing.
Unreal. And I was never a Harry Potter fan. Still, I've never seen all the movies, but I loved the land, and I was so immersed that I had to go at least see the first two to understand what was going on and to appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Wow. Yeah, I got pulled into the wand ceremony, the wizard.
Unreal, right? So cool.
Dude, I had too many butter beers. I was unprepared for that.
There's no alcohol in those butter beers.
No, but I mean, there's alcoholic beverages that you can kind of pour into the butter.
Oh, the Wizard Brew. That's my drink. The good old Wizard Brew. Me and Cody, we love a good Whiz Briz.
I have not spent enough time at the world. I need to get down there again. So you're friends with Cody and all that. What's the AEW talk? Where does that begin? When does it begin for you to come in and start doing some stuff with them?
I mean, listen, it's no surprise that I'm good friends with Cody, and it's no surprise that he has a little stroke in the company. So it's kind of like a perfect fit. You see online that I haven't signed a long-term thing, and that's true, right? But I'm not there to just get a new T-shirt on shopaew.com. I'm there for, I want to win championships. I want to be on Dynamite every week. I want to be on the pay-per-views. So right now we haven't come to a long-term agreement, but that's certainly my plan, to be there long-term.
Okay, and so what's the holdup then? Why haven't you been able to put pen to paper on something that's more long term for the moment?
It's just something that we're doing like a week by week thing for now, and hopefully soon we have something more long term, and that's really it. So right now, I don't think there's a rush. I don't plan on going anywhere right now. I'm living my life, especially now, day by day, week by week. So we'll see what happens, but I'm super excited for the future. I got 2 shirts on shopaew.com. One is with Cody, which is pretty ridiculous. When they sent me the shirt, I LOL'd. I thought it was a joke, and then it actually went on the site. It was like, this is great. I need one.
That's amazing, dude. And so wait, there's been reports out there that there's like a lot of top WWE talent that's looking to feel the waters over in AEW. Do you believe those reports that there's guys trying to see what's
I mean, I don't know. I can't say yes or no, but who can blame them? I mean, AEW it's the place to be right now. And for how many years did you hear, oh, there's something new coming, there's something new coming, and then it never does, right? And then AEW, with All In, and then starts a weekly show with Dynamite on TNT, and it's awesome, and it's doing great. And now, they have their own action figures with Jazzwares, and they're really taking off. Like, this is no, like, what if. It's here. It's now.
Yeah. Was that a big selling point for you? Is it like, you kind of want the dual Federation action figures, so you can be like Zack WWE, Zack AEW on your.
Hey, I mean, I wouldn't complain if there was a Jazzwares Matt Cardona. Let's just say that.
Yes, that's right. Zack Ryder action figure, Matt Cardona action
Yeah.
figure. Has there been a Matt Cardona action figure yet, or is it all just Zack Ryder action figures?
So we are in the works with the Major Wrestling Figure podcast. Luckily, we've built a couple of things out on our own with some other companies like Super 7 and Ringside Collectibles, and even Pro Wrestling Tees with their micro brawlers. So there are Matt Cardona figures already in the works. If you follow the podcast, we've posted the pictures, and they're all coming soon. So I'm super pumped about that. That's the outside stuff that I can really focus on now with all this free time, is building this podcast into just a brand. We get the spin-off show, and I love it. I wake up every day, I'm like, oh, instead of like stressing about like life, I'm dealing with wrestling figures, but that is my life. That is my job for now. So it's super fun. And then I have AEW also. So right now, I mean, this is the happiest I've been in a long, long time.
Yeah. Okay. So, you're bringing this energy out of WWE. It sounds like you're ready to roll. Talk to me about what that day was like at AEW. Your first day there, you're stepping into a locker room. How different is that than walking into a WWE locker room in space?
Well, I mean, yeah, because I was with WWE for, I'm not good at math, but 2006 to 2020, so 14 years,
Yeah.
So that was kind of, I spent my whole adult life there. So going to Dynamite was definitely like being the new kid at school, the first day of school, meeting all these new friends, right? And so many of these people, I knew everybody. I knew who everyone was, but I haven't met everybody. You know what I'm saying? So whether I watched their matches in other places or watched them on Dynamite or just knew about it from social media, I knew everybody. But it was kind of weird because now I have to like introduce myself to these people who I felt like I already knew. But everyone was super cool, and they treated me like I had been there the whole time, which I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, and I mean, did you have to change up your style at all? I mean, in AEW as opposed to your work in WWE, or was it just kind of the same for you, just a different set of people?
Well, I mean, I've only had one match so far. I'm definitely someone who wants to evolve, and I think if you've followed my career from Brett Major, one of the Major brothers, all the way to now, I've definitely evolved look, ring, attitude, character. But definitely that's what I love about AEW is another a fresh coat of paint. I get to I'm me. It's 2020, right?
Yeah.
Everyone knows who Matt Cardona is. I can't come out as like the ultimate Long Island monster man, right? Like they know who I am, right? So that's the best part. I get to be real, authentic, transparent, and be me and have fun. So I busted out the Pearl River plunge, like I'm like, why not, right? Like it's just fun. I'm just having so much fun so far. One match was great. I can't wait to have more.
Man, yeah, you and Ahmed on the indie. I mean, the Battle of the Pearl River Plunges. I'm not against it. Like
You got to do it.
I would pay $25 for a third row seat at an indie show for that.
Yes. So on the Major Wrestling Figure podcast, we were doing something on social media called the Pearl River Challenge, and we wanted people to take their Ahmed Johnson figure and give one of their random toys, whether it be a wrestling figure or something else, a Pearl River plunge. So I just kind of did it to pop my podcast fans, but it looked like a great move. I'm going to add it to the repertoire.
Oh man, I am fairly confident I have an Ahmed Johnson in this bucket back here. So I might
it might be Series 3.
I
Superstar Series 3.
That's I have no idea. I could be sitting on a gold mine back here, Matt. I have no idea.
Well, if they're Jack's Bone Crushers, which I think they are, they're worth nothing. So I hate to break your heart.
Damn it. I had everything in that. These are literally these are the eggs in my basket over here.
Oh man, I hate to break your heart, but they're worth nothing.
Yeah, all right. Well, we did see you and Cody tag up there, but what you say you came to win championships. What are the odds we see you and Cody tango for the TNT championship?
I mean, that could happen. He has that open challenge going on, or maybe we team up. We go for those tag team titles. Okay. Who knows? But yeah, I'm definitely here to, I'm only 35 years old. I'm here. I hate when people say, "Oh, the next chapter of my career." Like this is a new book. This is a whole new book, and I'm just super excited to write it.
Yeah, and it's crazy because again, like you've been on the big stage for so long, and now you're here in AEW, but how much time have you ever spent on the indies? Like 14 years ago, I don't know really much about what your indie career was like by WWE. Do you have any?
Yeah, I did a handful of indies from 2004 to 2006. Like once a month, maybe twice a month. I think my highest payday was like $15, you know? So I was on the indies, but I wasn't really on the indies. So I am very excited to get out there also now. And you know, just I never got to do that. I never got to have the gimmick table and meet people at intermission. So I'm excited about all that stuff.
Yeah, man. And so, like, do you have intentions then of doing independent shows? Would you like to do that on top of the
100%? And you know what? Maybe that's where I defend this internet title, put on my YouTube channel or something. But right now, with the current state of the world and this business, I'm not taking any independent bookings right now. I think that's understandable because I don't want a show to get canceled, and I don't want the fans to be excited to see me for the first time, and then they get canceled. And right now, I just don't think it's safe to be doing these independent shows right now.
Yeah, and what was your reaction in WWE when they decided to press on? Like, I thought for sure there would be like a hold button or something there for a little bit when all this broke down. It just pressed right on, man. The machine didn't stop.
I mean, I think it's great that WWE and then AEW said, okay, we're gonna press on too, but we're gonna show you how to do it. So if you watch, WWE's like, oh, the hard cam's here. Oh, they have people in the crowd. So AEW was, ahead of the curve. They knew how to do it, and they made it so well. They did it so well. So even like when I was wrestling, I didn't even realize that I wasn't in this jam-packed arena, because the way they have it set up and the fans around the ring, the wrestlers around the ring, everyone's so vocal and everyone wants the show to be great. Everyone from people in the back to people in the ring want the show to be great. And it's such a great environment.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And like, with Tony, what's your relationship like with Tony Khan? Have you had much time to get to chat with him and pick his brain yet?
Yeah, so luckily Tony was on the Major Wrestling podcast, and we had like an hour-long talk about the business, our fandoms, figures. So super cool guy, someone who I feel very comfortable with, and I barely even know him. So I can't wait to really build that relationship.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And you look at what Cody's doing here right now. The other thing I wanted to ask you about is what interest do you have in like training, coaching, taking those years of knowledge? I know Cody's going to be launching the Nightmare Factory. I don't know if you've had any talks with him about doing anything there.
Yeah, that's something that like maybe down the line, I don't think I'd be a good like for instance, like Brian Myers has the Creative Pro Wrestling School, and he's a very good trainer. I don't think I could teach someone from scratch. I think I could, watch a match and give critiques or give advice. So I think I'd be good at that. I don't think I could teach someone how to lock up and hammer lock and stuff like that. And there's also like so many flavors of ice cream and so many different ways to do it. And, hit the ropes and come off with your right foot, your left foot, both feet, So I think my head would explode just trying to teach people. So I'll leave that to Cody and Brian Myers and guys like that.
You talk about all the flavors of ice cream. One that is pretty popular right now in the independents is deathmatch wrestling. Do you have any interest in going that route? I know Moxley's also a big fan of that style as well, obviously.
You know what? I mean, this is my time to like I said, to write this new book. So I would love to try everything. Why not, right? Try everything once. Maybe more than once. Maybe I'll really love it. So I'm not against that at all. I'm not saying no to anything.
Okay. All right. Lastly, I'll ask you about the buzziest, most topical thing that broke this morning. There's word that Renee Young may be on her way out at WWE. Would you like to see her alongside Mox in AEW? Do you see a role for her there? I mean, what would you think?
I mean, Renee is great, super professional, super funny, super talented. So wherever she ends up, I know she's doing a cookbook. So maybe she'll be having a cooking show. I don't know. But whatever she does, I'm sure she'll kill it because she's one of the best. True pro.
Awesome. Matt, well, I want to thank you so much for the time, man. It's great getting you see you spread your wings in AEW, do something a little different. Is there anything else that you want to plug, promote, put over here before we wrap up the?
Did I push the Major Wrestling Fever podcast enough?
I don't think
Major Wrestling Fever podcast every Friday. Also on Wednesdays, we have a spinoff show. It sounds ridiculous, but we have rebooked the Attitude Era using figures. But you just got to listen to it. FWF Figure Wrestling Federation. Of course, Dynamite. This week it is preempted to Saturday. So make sure you check that out. Stay tuned to their social media to know all the different dates. And hopefully soon you'll see me on Dynamite again.